Welcome once again. Now, who is this boot camp for? There are three classes of people we take in the program. Rookies are those who do not have IT background. Rookies are um, uh, graduate students, probably those waiting for admission. Maybe a community wants to train their youths, give them what's it called, empowerment training on cybersecurity. Those are rookies. This program is fit for them. Also, beginners, those who are probably they are in school, they are they are working somehow, or they've encountered cybersecurity on the surface level, maybe online, and they've heard about it, and they want to join. They want to do something in it. So they are the beginners. Then the third section are working professionals in diverse fields. Those who are working currently, probably there is need for them to pivot or change into a new field. So they want to add cybersecurity into their feathers, into what they already know. And this is the three categories of people we take for the program. So I will like to get the questions open again. You would tell us which category do you fall in. So let's start with Uncle Ifine. Out of this category, which of them do you fall in?
But I may not be wrong if I'm a rookie. Rookie.
Is it?
I may not be wrong, but listen, I'm rookie. Rookie.
Okay. Okay, rookie, no problem. Uncle Chooks, what about you? Uncle Chooks, are you talking? We can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm currently in the tech field,
Field.
working.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
So,
so
so
I
which group?
the reason for which group?
Yes.
It's a working class group. But I'm
Oh,
in the
okay.
tech field already, so
Fantastic.
I need the experience to
Okay. I think I get
help
you, even though your
improve
network is
on my area of
okay.
expertise.
Okay.
That's
Okay. Okay.
yeah, the network
It's all right.
is pretty good.
Yeah, your network is a bit slow. No problem. I get you. And you see, the beauty of the class is at any point in time, like I said, you feel need to, you have to interact. The class is interactive session, is live class, meaning I talk to you real time, you talk back to me. Even if you can't talk, you could send a message, I will read it and we interact with it. So we will all get to the root of the program. Now you need to keep your fire burning. There is a fire that is needed for this program, and it's very interesting fire. So you need to keep it burning from beginning to end. In the program, we've had ladies that come in with fire, and they kept it burning till they ended it. We have guys, men who have come into the program, some of them on the way, some who are still burning fire. So you need it to go through the program. Someone wants to join. Yeah, I think Chups has another device that he wants to join with. So the duration of this program, the boot camp is for 7 weeks. And within these 7 weeks, we will be able to move from a stage where you will be able to answer someone officially or legitimately. You tell someone that you've been through a cybersecurity boot camp, not just anyhow boot camp, but a boot camp that lets you know your onions so that you'll be able to make further impact on the industry. And since we are starting your batch, which is batch 12, on Saturday, 1 p.m., so your program is going to continue every 1 p.m. every Saturday till we are done with the program. Okay. Hope you guys can see my face, right? Okay, fine. Can you see me?
No, no, no. Your video is
Okay.
paused.
Oh, my video is paused. I think I've opened it. Maybe network is making it to slow down. Is it still paused now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. At any point where you can see my face, you let me know.
I'm seeing you now.
Okay, good. Okay. Uncle Chooks, can you see me? Yeah, Chooks is having issues with his network on and off,
Yes, I
but he'll be
I
there.
can see. I can see.
Okay, no problem. Udodi. So
Mm.
I will close the video now so that we'll focus on the material. So this program has some learning goals. There are some goals that we expect that every learner will be able to have by the end of the program. And if you check the learning goals, you can now inculcate yours to it. That's if you do not have a learning goal for the bootcamp. The first one is you will gain foundations of cybersecurity, especially knowledge of cybersecurity concepts, including threats, vulnerabilities, and defense mechanisms. You will also be introduced to Security Operations Center, in short, SOC, Security Operations Center, where you will understand the role of a SOC, how it operates, and its importance in safeguarding organizations. Now, I just remembered at any time when our class link expires, you take just 1 minute break. I will share the next link. You enter immediately so we could round up the class. So you just be looking up. Once it is getting to 5 minutes to ending, you let me know. I will generate the next link. So the third learning goal is hands-on home lab setup. You're going to learn how to set up your home lab, conduct network mappings and port scanning, do enumeration and scanning with industry tools that are listed here. You're also going to have experience on hands-on penetration testing, where you will learn how to conduct basic penetration tests on the OWASP juice shop. You're going to learn how to use some of the tools to identify and exploit vulnerabilities. Most of these are practicals. It's not just theory and agego. You have to do it by yourself. You also explore some hands-on cybersecurity platforms where you get interactive learning platforms where after the program, day by day, when you've graduated from here, where you'll be learning stuff and be practicing stuff every day. So these are some of the learning goals we're going to have in this program over the next 7 weeks. And also the process at the end of the program, you will get certificate of completion, which proves that you've successfully gone through the hurdles and challenges of the program and come out successfully. You're going to earn a certificate recognizing your successful completion of the bootcamp. Secondly, you will be equipped to sit for your first internationally licensed cybersecurity exam, which is certified in cybersecurity examination by the company of ISC2. This exam is very, very important and crucial for your journey in cybersecurity. In fact, it's arguably the one of the most important or the most lowest hanging fruit you can have. The cost is cheap compared to others. The exam, taking the exam, registering it, so far as you're in this program currently, is free of charge. Why is it free? The company ISC2, an international organization, is in the journey of training 1 million cybersecurity personnel over a period of time. And for you to be in this program, you are part of that 1 million people they are training. When you sit for the exam, you're expected to pass. And passing score is 70 over 100. From 70 over 100, you passed, meaning you will get your license. Sorry, meaning you will get your certificate. For you to be licensed, you pay an annual maintenance fee to them of $50 to be in the society and renew your license every year. But to sit for the exam and to pass the exam is free. We will give you every knowledge you need to do that. But if you fail the exam and at any time you want to reschedule the exam or resit it, the cost of reapplying for that exam is $199. It's quite a bit costly, but that is that. And we don't hope for anybody to fail. I myself, when I sat for the exam the first time, I failed. On the second sitting, I passed. So I'm kind of the best person to tell you about the exam because I've seen it both ways. I've seen the failing and I've seen the passing side. So we will equip you to sit for the exam and successfully pass the exam. Also, you already have access to the follow up and support group. We are in our WhatsApp group by now. And also, you have my contact. The only times I might not be able to respond to your questions, to my DM, will be when I'm eating or when I'm sleeping. Any other time, I can always assist or respond to you. Even though you are expected to share some of your challenges in the group, people will assist you. But above that, my DM is always open and welcoming to every member of our program. Then also access to training resources in our YouTube, materials for the exams, etc. Officially, welcome to Cybersecurity Bootcamp Week 1. I am Mr. Brian, your lead instructor for this program. If you have any questions at this point, kindly ask.
Okay. Thank you for the introduction and you taking time to run us through what the program entails. I think my question will be for the what's it called, penetration test.
Yes, go ahead.
Um, with this training, can you actually run like pen tests in your work environment?
The answer is in two ways, yes and no. By the end of the program, you have the skill to run a pen test. You will acquire that skill, which is yes. Also, you are not permitted to run tests on any system or any environment that you have not received express permission, written and signed by the owners of that system. Why? To avoid landing yourself in jail. As little as scanning a network which you are not authorized to scan can land you in jail. So, yes, you will have the skills to run penetration testing. Now, the question is, so where will I be exhibiting my skills if I don't have express written email, what's it called, permission to run the scanning on systems? We have what we call vulnerable systems, vulnerable applications, which you are going to be using and you'll be introduced to. You can test your skills there. And their difficulty level is also from beginner to highest. Secondly, there are what we call bug bounty programs. Bug bounty programs are like, let's say, freelancer cybersecurity jobs, where companies like Google, Apple, different companies, they will set up some of their systems for pen testing, and they will expect that people should come, scan, test, attack, do all sorts of stuff, and give them reports. So most times the companies pay huge, running from as low as $100 to 20,000, 30,000, 10,000, 5,000, depending on what you find, depending on the security issue you find, you're able to find. So there are places where you will be able to, these are some of the places where you'll be able to test your skill to any limit, but always ensure you are either in this kind of programs or you received an express permission signed by both copies to avoid Oga Ikowaram Ofuma inside jail. I hope it's understandable, right?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Any other question? Okay, fine. Any question?
I will ask if
Listen.
I will ask if I have.
Okay, wonderful. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Let's
So,
move
so
on
uh,
then.
sorry, I think the other question I have it. I know you said something about IC. Is it
Yes, IIC2.
ISC two? Um, does this training with this training? I know you said you run us through the training to prepare us for the exam. Um, with this training now, we can directly sit for the exam, right?
Yes,
Or
100%.
so the training entails the syllabus for the exam, like is the
Exactly.
requisite for the exam. Okay,
100%.
okay, all right.
Even more, because we advise learners that by the time they are getting ready, maybe when you've scheduled for the exam, maybe in a 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks time, you schedule for the exam, then you let us know on time. We'll give you some extra materials, some extra practice questions, which will make you even more prepared, because the exams are objective and they come in funny ways, but when you're prepared, you can be able to hit the 70 over 100 mark, which will give you a pass mark.
Yeah, okay,
The exam
all
is
right.
online
Thank you.
exam, right?
Not online. You have to go for people that are, for example, okay, fine, you say you're in Haram. So when you go to the site of the exam, you actually look for, um, according to the region where you are in the world, look for exam centers around there. But when you look around, you must see the ones that are closest to you. Then you can plan on how to, navigate that. But those in Lagos State, Nigeria, I think Lagos has two centers. Not just Lagos. Nigeria should have either three or four centers, with Lagos having two. Then the remaining parts of the country might just have two scattered anywhere. But the ones in Lagos, I took mine in Lekki. I went to Lekki, and that's where I took the exam. Both the first one I failed and the second one I passed. So that's it.
What you are saying is that the exam is a physical exam.
Yes, every protocol needed for an external exam is being observed. You go in, They'll scan you, take your documents, check whether it's correct. You go sit in for the exam. You sit. They'll give you your own system. They'll set it up for you. Your time starts clicking. Bam! When the time finishes, it logs off. That's the end of the exam for you. As you're coming outside, you are picking the result. The result will be printed. You know whether you passed or you failed. Is that clear?
We will see now. They are in every country, right?
They should be. They should be. You just have to. When we get to that stage, you'll be able to search then depending on the location and the region where you are. So let's proceed if there are no more questions. So week one, from week one to week three, stroke entering week four, from week one to week three is theory. We will try to get the basics of cybersecurity, how it operates, the security operation centers, deep dive into security operation center, which is almost like the heartbeat of cybersecurity now, especially for those coming into the field new. So from week one to week three ending, we're going to be talking about theories. Then from week four, the practicals set in, and they set in with speed. You will start setting up you set up your own lab, start doing your scannings, and start getting ready for your capstone project. So for week one, we are going to be talking about introduction to cybersecurity, introduction to SOC, jobs and fields, introduction to SOC also, which is going to give us into um, the week's assignment or the week's classwork. You should have a classwork, something that you're going to work with during the week ahead of the next class. So on an open question, what will you say is cyber security? Uncle Chooks, what do you think is cyber security if they ask you to define in your own words?
Okay, I
Yes.
feel to the best of my knowledge, it has to do with ensuring or reinforcing that you have adequate security that covers the entirety of your network or application or whatsoever to
Okay.
avoid
Thank you.
threats threat or hackers being able to hack into your network.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, fine. What do you think from your own understanding or language, from your own perspective? What do you think is cybersecurity?
Brother, just like the name implies, ensuring that there is a security of the online platform.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, fantastic. So, cybersecurity refers to the practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks. See, the world we are in currently, almost everything around us is being digitalized. I think either a few weeks ago, I heard that Apple wants to start working on cameras on their iWatches. Everything is going digital. And the more digital things are going, the more vulnerable some of these systems are. So these attacks are usually aimed at doing some certain things. These cybersecurity attacks, they are usually aimed at doing some certain things. Number one, accessing, changing, or destroying sensitive information. Also, Some are geared towards extorting money from users or interrupting normal business processes. If a company is being hit by a cyber attack, they will definitely be liable of going out of business. And these are the things that we talk about in cybersecurity. Say, note in today's interconnected world, cybersecurity is critical to ensuring the safety and security of our digital lives. Why does cybersecurity matter? We've outlined three important reasons why cybersecurity matter. Number one, protection of data. We said that cybersecurity ensures that sensitive information remains what?
Confidential.
Good. Cybersecurity ensures that sensitive information remains confidential and is not accessed by unauthorized individuals. Also, in business continuity, companies rely on cybersecurity to keep their operations running smoothly, thereby preventing costly downtimes due to some cyber attacks. The third reason is national security. So cybersecurity does not just relate to an individual, an office, or a company. It also relates to national security. Protecting critical infrastructure and national interest from cyber threats is a matter of national security. We're talking of why does cybersecurity matter? Now, there are core concepts in cybersecurity. There are three of them, meaning in all the things you're going to do in cybersecurity, they will all come around these three things: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And we call them the CIA triad, like they are CIA three in one. The first one is what?
Confidentiality,
The second one.
Integrity.
integrity,
Then the third one is what?
Availability.
availability.
Yes. So while we are going through the program, I'll be pointing out some important stuffs that will be liable to come out in the exam. This CIA triad is a show. You're going to see it in the exam: confidentiality, integrity, availability. Then they will put a wrong answer at the fourth one. Then tell you to pinpoint the ones that are correct. When you see such question, remember the CIA. Sometimes they'll put availability and come and put accessibility just to confuse you. You understand? Just
Yeah.
pick the right answer: availability, integrity, and confidentiality. So we're going to break them down for you to know their uniqueness. So, confidentiality, Uncle Choose, kindly read confidentiality.
Confidentiality ensuring that sensitive data is only accessible to those with the appropriate permission. For example, encrypting sensitive email so that only the intended recipient can read them.
Yes. So, when we're talking about confidentiality, we are looking at a feature that ensures that sensitive data is only accessible to those with the appropriate permissions. Just like when you ask the bank to send you your statement of accounts, have you noticed how it comes most times? It comes encrypted. They will tell you to use some your account number, whatever, to unlock it. They say that the PDF is locked, but you have to use some codes. to unlock it. So such documents are confidential. They are only accessible to those with the appropriate permission. The second one, integrity. This has to do with maintaining the accuracy and completeness of data. How accurate is this mail or this document? Has it been tampered with? The fact that someone can send a mail the fact that someone can send a mail to another person, maybe A, Uncle A sends a mail to Uncle B. Control C, V. And we found out that what Uncle B got or received was entirely different from what Uncle A sent. But looking at the mail itself, it looks the same. What we didn't know is that a threat actor or a hacker bridged the gap, tampered with the mail, edited it, and forwarded it to B without them knowing. How do you now check for the integrity of this mail? How do you check whether this mail has been tampered with? Integrity in cybersecurity checks that. It maintains the accuracy and completeness of data. For example, using checksums or hash functions to ensure that a file has not been tampered with. Our class is more like, when I call it a live class, it's live in every instance, meaning it's a place where when we are talking, talk can bring talk, and we open and do things that was not even in the scope of learning. And that has proven over times to increase the learning and the grabbing capacity of our learners. So we are talking about integrity, and we saw this kind of scenario happening. How many of you know that this is possible? Uncle Chooks, are you aware?
Yeah, I'm aware. It's
Okay.
very possible.
Yes, that a company will send an email to another company with their account details for payment, legal payment of services. Let's say the account is 123 or into bank ABC. And on the road, the mail is hijacked and changed to account number 456 into bank DBE and forwarded to B. Uncle B gets the email, pays into this account. Meanwhile, Uncle A is waiting for alert and is not aware that the mail was tampered on the road. So,
But,
integrity
but
ensures the
uh,
accuracy. Go ahead.
sorry, I wanted to ask.
Yes.
Normally, why I usually think it. I was thinking is encrypt end to end. So
Okay.
is it possible for someone to hack into an encrypt message within that short time frame?
Now, your question is very interesting, and that is the reason why the job is there. Encryption happens in different levels, and also there are different techniques of working. For example, this guy that is here, the bad guy that is here, there are tools that are available to him that will enable him to intercept this message and change it. This same formula is being repeated in someone tries to log in to a bank, or let's say um, you go to a place like Jumia or a juice shop, a shop that sells juice. You log in, you log in your username and your password, you send enter. Once you send enter, there are tools that will intercept this your request, hang it on air, bring it down into this application down here, which you're going to be using during your practicals. The application is called Burpsuite. Burpsuite. Intercepts that request, brings it inside here, and tries password guessing technique, or sends in a virus that will only send the correct password and username into the database of that application. And once that happens, the person can be able to take over the entire database. This you will do in your practical on your capstone project. So keep your fire burning because the road is going to be interesting. Okay? Are we good to go?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So availability ensures that data and systems are available when needed. For example, using redundant systems to ensure that a website remains online during hardware failures. So let's look at a simple use case for the CIA thread. What is the full meaning of CIA again?
Confidentiality.
Confidentiality, integrity, and availability.
The call ends in 30 minutes.
Okay, please kindly keep an eye. Once it's 5 minutes, you let me know. I will put up the next link. Okay?
Okay.
So, um, under confidentiality, we are using a hospital's patient database to give an instance. So, on qualifying, read the confidentiality use case.
Ensure that only doctors and authorized personnel can access patients' records.
Yes, this confidentiality in the use case, it ensures that only the doctors and authorized personnel can access patient records. It will not be nice that a security man at the hospital will be able to access your patient record or the patient record. True of us.
But
Yes, but the security man is entitled of the entrance and people going out. That record, right? There is a record that they always keep at the gates for entrance and going in some of offices. When you're coming into a building, you check in and check out. So those documents that are not confidential are left for those that are roles that their own roles are on that level. But confidentiality itself on this hospital's patient database ensures that only doctors and authorized personnel can access patient records. Sorry. Please, I'm in a meeting. I'll get back to you. Integrity on its own ensures that the data entered by one doctor isn't altered by another, either accidentally or maliciously. Integrity ensures that the data that has been entered by one doctor is not altered by another doctor, either accidentally or maliciously. Now, under the availability use case, we say that this particular concept ensures that the database is accessible even during peak times of emergencies. So this is a use case of the CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. They are going to come out in the exams, like I told you. They will find ways to twist confidentiality, twist integrity, and twist availability. But when you have a backbone knowledge of their use case, then you can be able to scale through when the exams come up. Any questions on CIA before we move to the next class, next topic?
None from me.
Okay, okay. So let's go take a look at threats and vulnerabilities. A vulnerability is a weakness or flaw in an operating system, a network, or application. In a more simple way, we say that there are weak points in your computer or in your network, on your system, that hackers can exploit. When you have weak points that people can exploit them, you are said to have a vulnerability. And there are different types of vulnerability. Example, using weak passwords is like leaving your front door unlocked. When you build a very big house and you use plywood as your door, how easy is it for thieves to bring it down? Hey guys, hello?
Uh, it's just one kick away.
Yes, now.
Very, very easy.
You just kick it by, it will fall down. That is how vulnerabilities are. When you have weaknesses in your system, when you use weak password, that is how easy it is to be hacked. When your emails are not encrypted, even the end to end, they are not um, encrypted well, it's very easy. Person will just do small work and get what is inside it, manipulate it, and go his way. Now, in the cybersecurity world, a threat actor is the bad person that does the bad things. He's not a hacker. A hacker is someone you can call, employ, pay to take a look at the systems, your systems, to hack them, to penetrate them, to find issues and fix them. That is who a hacker is. But society has misused the word hacker, whereby when people hear the word hacker, they think he is the bad person. But in the security world, a threat actor is actually the bad person, not the hacker.
Mm.
So a threat actor is someone who tries to exploit vulnerabilities to gain unauthorized access to data or systems. Now, note, security vulnerabilities can arise for many reasons, including and not leaving out misconfigurations. When you're building or when you're setting up, you misconfigured your system, or design flaws, When you're designing a system, and I tell people you can design wrongly. When you design wrongly, it comes out wrongly. Design flaws or even outdated software versions. So there are a lot of security vulnerabilities which we are going to be seeing more during our practicals session. So let's gradually talk about basic security measures, which are obvious, but let's just talk about them. For example, using strong passwords. You are being advised as a cybersecurity personnel and also as an individual who is enlightened to create complex passwords and change them regularly to prevent unauthorized access.
I think it's remaining 5 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, we have a couple of slides more to go, so let me get a new link. Why don't you take a cup of water or coffee? In the next 1 minute or 2 minutes, you join in with a new link I'm going to share. Okay?
Yes.
Hello, guys. Are we good to go? I can't hear.
Yes. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Chooks, hope you are good to go.
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. Then let's fire on. So we're talking about some basic security measures, and we've talked about using strong passwords. Also, regularly updating your softwares, keeping softwares up to date with the latest patch. Most times, when companies notice or find vulnerabilities in their system, they update it, then push out software updates called patches. They push them out to the users to update their app. I know some people that when they see such updates, they'll say, no, 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 these people, they want to chop my data. A whole 2 gig for updates. And they will not do the software update. So companies don't just send updates. Most times they send it because they've noticed a vulnerability which they've patched, they fixed it, so they will expect that everybody has the updated version of that application to avoid vulnerabilities. Also, safe browsing. Avoid clicking on suspicious websites and downloads to reduce the risk of malware infection. Something happened today. That was yesterday night. For those of us that go to dating links, be careful. Be careful. I'm going to show us something and we'll do a demonstration from there. I think during the class today, one of us, one of the guys in the former class, they said that they nearly fell victim, if not for the class we had earlier, where they, you know, where I talked about what I want to talk about now. So someone sent a link to me, and the link is a link of dating link. Said, please chat with me on this link. Let's talk. And I was not sure of that link, so I took it to what we call threat intelligence platform. Listen attentively. Remember, I told you our training model inculcates practicals even as we are going ahead. So every scenario painted, every class is very, very important so that you grab what you need, not just for your exam, but for the real life career path. So I mentioned something now called threat intelligence platform. And what is threat intelligence platform? It's a threat intelligence platform. So these are places that create information about threats, viruses, links that are suspicious. You can also check the legitimacy of an address. Someone is talking to you and you want to know where the person is, what the person is doing. Possibly, the person sends you a file. Before you open the file, you want to know whether the file is malicious or not. There are threat intelligence platforms that give you those kind of access. And one of them is called virustotal.com. So when the lady sent me a link, say chat with me here, chat with me there, I can talk with you. I took the link and I sent it to VirusTotal, and this was the result I got. Where is our slide? Control V, screen share. Are you sure I copied the right? Okay, this is not the right link. Sorry, guys. Let me get the right link here. Okay, Control C, copy. Control V, enter. So the platform, one of these threat intelligence platform I told you, the name of this particular one is Virus Total. Zooming in. So you could see red, right? You could see some malicious signals. It says 5 over 97 security vendors flagged this URL as malicious. And what is the URL? Look at the URL she sent to me. This is a link that I sent to this tester, this virus total. I told virus total, please, how legitimate is this link? So there are some things we can find out from this particular link she sent. This is real life scenario right now. Okay? Those that did from batch 1 to batch 10, they weren't able to get this particular information. So this is happening currently as I'm telling you. This is not some kind of recorded version. I just pushed that mail to spam a few hours ago, but I kept some of the debris so that I can use it to teach you guys this morning. So under the categories, let's first check about the detection. So when you come to the platform Virus Total, you can search IP address, you can search link, you can upload file. Let me get a fresh one so that you can see virustotal.com. I have a battery going there. So this is the interface. You could copy it down virustotal.com, ensure it is handy with you. You can upload a file to check whether the file is malicious or not. You can upload a link, search a URL, a link to a website or whatever. You can also search anything to ensure that before you click any link or go anywhere in the internet, it is safe. So this particular one that this lady Jennifer 1995 sent, online date.baby slash, this is a camouflage. This is not actually where the link is going to. Meanwhile, the link has been found wanting under phishing, under malware, this particular um, signals. When you see a link that is clean, it will be clean, clean, be clean, 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 clean. But the ones that are malicious will automatically point out how malicious they are, what what is their rank, and what is their score. When you go to details, I found out that okay, under the categories Alpha Mountain.ai phishing, that means this is a phishing link, and the word phishing is a technique, Phishing. Phishing is a technique that enables the threat actors to lure individuals or people into malicious places, lure them. So someone sends you a Facebook invite. This is a Facebook page. Meanwhile, you do not know that it has virus inside it. So once you log in into this Facebook page, it reloads and sends you back to the original Facebook, which now asks you to log in. And you'll be like, I thought I just logged in now. Meanwhile, those details you've put in here has been taken to the bad person's system. Are you guys with me at all?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes. So
I'm with you.
yes. So phishing is a technique that lures or tries to lure people into a malicious site or performing a malicious activity. That is what phishing is. So this particular attack she sent is a phishing attack. Under the details, we found out that okay, first submission, you're gonna find the history, the response. You see under here it says final URL, meaning this is where that link will send you to. Not even this one that is up here. It's not this one. This is just camouflage. This is the real deal where the virus and everything is stored. This is the IP address she's using. See? And some
Hello?
other important. Yes, I'm with you. Can you hear
Hello?
me?
Yes,
Who
I
is
can.
that?
Please grant access to my system. This truth.
What did you say?
My system, I'm trying to join with my laptop. I could barely see with my phone.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Mm.
log in, send a request so we could accept your request. Just a minute.
Okay.
Even the recorded version, as the recording is on, so the screen is also large. So even when you are replaying it, you have a good view.
I just sent a request.
Okay? If that's not coming, if it coming, it will make some noise. If it comes in, it's going to make some noise, then I will accept it.
Okay.
So we'll keep on waiting for it. So the redirection chain says this is what she used to hook. Anybody that clicks this link is automatically going to this final URL. Let's even check this final URL and check how bad or good it is. So I copied this link now. I've copied it now. Let's go to a new virus total page. So I want to search it. So I come to the search button on top, Control V, enter. You see? You see? As you can see, the bad is still happening. It is still taking you to another link. Are you seeing what is happening, guys? This one redirects you to this particular place too. So you could go ahead and check and see what is happening. So I'm going to close it, close it. safe browsing, avoid suspicious websites and downloads to reduce the risk of malware infections. We have classwork here. It says list 10 vulnerabilities in cybersecurity and also list 10 threats in cybersecurity. When you go to Google or anywhere you want to go to get the answers, don't just copy them and bring. Study them, know them, so that when you encounter any vulnerability in the future, you will know how to classify it. List 10 vulnerabilities and 10 threats in cyber security. So, any question before we go into the last section of the class? Any questions?
No question.
Okay, if I says no question. Chooks, what about you?
So my question would be, I know you said something about what's it called? The virus total.
Yes.
How does the virus total um, generate its information? How does it get its information to validate that this one is a phishing threat, or this is a scam or whatsoever? Like, I'm trying to understand how it works because
Okay.
it's only a site.
Yes, I understand. So, threat intelligence, just like the name sounds, is a page or a system that creates information about happenings, occurrences. So what virus total as a threat intelligence does is it goes to its database and matches some pieces of that link or the contents of that link or that file, match it across what has already been known, then gives you a feedback that this link is malicious. And when you go through it and find that digging more, you'll find that it is. So when someone has been stealing and has his record on, so sorry, when someone has his record on police custody as a thief, and someone somewhere wants to take out the person, what he has to do is just go to an intelligence station and look up the person's name. The person's name or activities will come up on what the person can do or what the person has done in the past. So threat intelligence does exactly that. Just to buttress on that, let's check out what Google says about threat intelligence. They also solve the same work as WHO that does, they create, what's it called, health instances, keep tracks of viruses, keep tracks of this so that they can identify quickly what is happening. What is threat intelligence in cybersecurity? So we have an overview here that says threat intelligence in cybersecurity is the process of gathering, analyzing, and disseminating information about cyber threats to help you and I proactively defend against them. It involves understanding the threat actors, their motivations, their attack methods, and also the risk they pose. This intelligence enables security teams to make informed decisions, implement proactive measures, and improve their overall security posture. Did you get that?
Yes, yes.
So
Good.
what they do is they curate all these informations in the past, currently happening, and they match it with the new things that are going to be happening. Because, for example, if you are a web developer or a web designer, there are some codes that you will write that are malicious. When they check it across the database of malicious codes, they will find them there. They must find them there, and they will flag it. They will flag it. That is why it's easier for us to find out some of these things even before they happen. We say, look, this particular link is malicious. Don't go to it. So that is how it is. So let's talk about operations center, security operations, and incident response. So what is SOC? SOC in cybersecurity stands for Security Operations Center. Security Operations Center. And what is it? It is a centralized unit that deals with security issues on an organizational and technical level. You might call them the senior brothers of what's it called, help desk or IT, the IT team. These are the senior brothers. So the primary function of the SOC is to monitor, to detect, to analyze, and respond to cybersecurity incidents. Their basic primary functions are these ones that I mentioned now. They monitor, they detect, and analyze and respond cybersecurity incidents using a combination of technology solutions and a strong set of process. For example, if you are being employed as a SOC level 1 analyst, the company is going to give to you and train you on how to use their technology, or you're going to be exposed to using some technologies and also some strong set of processes. Step one, this, step two, this, step three. This is what you do when this happens. This is what you do when this other happens. What did I say SOC stands for? What is the full meaning of SOC?
Security Operations Center.
Okay, fantastic. Don't forget it, Security Operations Center. So, basic roles within a SOC. For example, a SOC analyst, level 1, they monitor the network for suspicious activity and respond to alerts. That reminds me, when you are in the industry, just like as you're coming in, there are three sections to play in, depending on your skill sets. So you can either be in the blue team or the red team, blue, can either be a blue team player or member or a red team or a purple team. And what are these teams and what are they known for? What do they do? We're going to talk about that now. Come on, paint. I want to cover it. Oh. Oh, fantastic. I didn't even know it was painting. Okay, that's exactly what I want. Mhm. So blue teamites, these guys, they play on the defense. They are on the defense side of cybersecurity. The red team guys, they are on the offense. Who can tell me the purple team what they do? If you have an idea.
Defense and offense.
Exactly. So there are those who are skilled with defense and offense. So in the industry, you could either be in the blue team as a blue team player or red team as a red team player, or when you get experienced, it comes with years and practices and work, then you can play in either both of them. It can be said that you're a blue team, you're a purple team player. So coming into cybersecurity as a novice, defense is the most appealing or most easier path to come in. Coming into cybersecurity as a software developer, defense and offense will also be good for you because now the red team guys are the ones who are going to do the active penetration, threat hunting, detect the what's it called, hunting, writing some badass codes, etc. While on the defense, these guys they stay and monitor the screen to check when things happen. If something happens, they report it, and when they report it, the oga looks at it and knows whether it is good or bad. But the offense team, they don't wait let things happen. They go out there to shoot. They search for vulnerabilities in system. They attack the system to find out which side of the system is vulnerable and weak. Once they find, they fix it. So within this program, by the time you are done with your capstone project, you must have gotten some basic knowledge on blue team and also red team. Just basic enough for you to make your choice after the program, which area you want to do. And of course, those, when I mean basic knowledge, they are practical. So you can now decide which appeals more to you. Any question? Any question?
None for me.
No question.
Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead with our slides so we could wrap up for the day. So where were we? Yeah, basic roles within a SOC. So SOC, Security Operations Center, when you look at their job roles, you find out that when I said they monitor, detect, analyze, and respond. Which team do you think SOC is based on the diagram we have?
Defense.
He said,
Defense.
good. They monitor, they detect, they analyze what they've monitored and detected, then they respond. So SOC is apparently under the blue team. Yeah, that's the correct answer. So the primary function of the SOC is to monitor, detect, analyze, and respond to cybersecurity incidents using a combination of technology solutions and a strong set of processes. And we said there here that incident responder, these professionals manage the response to security incidents such as data breaches, or malware infections. Threat hunters, they proactively search for vulnerabilities and potential threats that may not have been detected by automated systems. Threat hunters, are they on the blue team or the red team?
Red team.
Uncle Chooks, yes, they're on
Red
the red
team.
team. Yes. So by the time you're graduated from the program, those platforms, open source platforms that we're going to introduce guys to, there you can actually take up roles, training roles as a blue team member or as a red team member, and you walk in with all the processes, all the steps, how those guys do their work in real life scenarios, and all are geared towards making you more efficient and job ready. So, in other words, what we're doing is to help you do the big things in smaller ways so that when you get out there into the bigger field, you don't feel overwhelmed. You'll be like, okay, I think I've seen this before. We did it in the boot camp. I can cope with this. Then you stand better chance than someone who just read a book on Google without having done some practicals. So we have the tools and the technologies, that some of the tools that are being used by the SOC. This coming week, you're going to have a video that is going to explain SOC very well to you. So as we are rounding up, I'll share the link of the video. It's not long, probably around 20 minutes or thereabouts. You go through it so that you get prepared ahead of class 2, which is coming up next Saturday. And we're going to discuss SOC in full. We're going to discuss SOC in full. Also, do not forget your assignments, the ones that we had previously. So, some of the tools and technologies that SOC people use. What is SOC? What is SOC?
Security Operations Center.
Mhm. Now we have SIM. The SOC, people that work in SOC, they use SIM. And SIM is security information and event management. From the meaning or from the abbreviation, you could almost read out what it does. Security information and event management. A technology that provides real-time analysis of security alerts generated by network hardwares and applications. Example, Wazoo, Splunk, and Ntop NG. So what happens in the SIM is, which we are going to see more next week. The same, let's take for example that these are devices, routers, network devices, printers, your laptop, and you want to monitor these devices. Then we have a SIM in between here. Then we now have people that are working in the SOC environment and they're monitoring. They have screens, they're monitoring what is happening on the screen. So logs from each of these devices are sent into the SIM for monitoring. What the SIM does is the SIM matches those logs across thousands or across, let me say, across rules and settings. Rules and settings. Match them across them so that it can pinpoint malicious logs. when they come out. And those malicious logs are what is fed to the monitoring screen. And it makes it easier for the SOC analysts, level ones, the people who are monitoring the screen, to be able to be focused on their monitoring, because record has it that logs close to 300 million passes every day across most devices, because as you are operating things that are you're operating on, both on your systems, on your phone, they are keeping logs and tracks. So if you really want to check and protect or monitor them, it will be physically impossible to monitor even 300,000. Okay, I think it should be around 300,000, not 300 million. But nevertheless, even if it is 100,000, how do you possibly monitor 100,000 logs from a single device, even when you have multiple devices that you're monitoring? So this tool called security information and event management tool takes all these logs, matches it across scripts and rules that has been written to match these logs across threat intelligence profiles, so that it can give us whether this particular log there is any what's it called, vulnerability, or any suspicious or malicious incidents that are events that are happening on there. So now the people that are monitoring, they will now specifically look out for the logs that are being cited as very, very important, or very, very there. For example, and most times they are being set in numbers. You see this alert is in blue, another alert is in yellow, another alert is in green, but you now come and see an alert that is in red. Which one will you go after first if you are a security operation person?
It's the red.
Yes. So they are being set in a ways that the logs and the settings of the SIM tool and the monitoring tool are being set in such a way that it helps the SOC analyst to pinpoint um, very, very important and time-bound um, malicious issues quick. So that is the work of a SIM tool. That's what I just explained to you now. So it says that this security information and event management tool is a technology that provides real-time analysis of security alerts generated by network hardwares and applications. Now we also have some of the tools, IDS, which stands for Intrusion Detection System, and IPS, Intrusion Prevention System. These are just examples of SOC tools. Say that these systems monitor network traffic for malicious activities and takes actions to prevent them. Also, just to round up our SOC on a light basis, we see the incident response. So that it is an organized strategic approach to detecting and managing cyber attacks in ways that minimize damage, recovery time, and total cost. Incident response, just like the fire response team. Once the security officers pinpoint that there are issues, especially the most important ones, they write tickets. They call it raising tickets. They write tickets and submit it to the incident respondents. So the incident respondents take the tickets, and always remember this thing I'm going to share with you, the process. The process. Once the security operations center guys, the SOC analysts, once they see events or things that are malicious, they write tickets, they raise tickets about it, and send to the IR team, which is the incident response team. The incident response team will have to take it back to the same tool and the monitoring tool to know if it is actually a threat or not. After they've verified, they can now start working on it. Did you understand what I mean?
Yes, I do. Well,
Okay,
how does the IR team verifies their information? Since
good.
okay,
Okay, so the incident response team, they said that this is an organized, strategic approach to detecting and managing cyber attacks in ways that first minimizes damage and recovery time, and also to tackles. First of all, they have steps they take. The first one is detection. They identify the presence of a security incident. They isolate the affected systems to prevent further damages. Then they now eradicate that whatever it is that is causing it. That means removing the cause of the incident, such as deleting the malware. Then they now do a recovery, a system recovery, and validate the system's functionality. Last but not the least, which is the most important, lessons learned so that it will not repeat itself again. So they analyze the incident to improve future responses. So this is a system. The SOC analysts, the level one analysts, they are here. They're monitoring. Once they find things that are not looking well, they write tickets, they send it down to the incident response team. The incident response team follows a strategic and an orderly manner, which some companies they have their own steps, but all the steps are anchored in what I just showed you guys now: detection, contaminate, eradication, and recovery. Then last, lessons learned. So the system works in that way. Before we move into the last slide, any other question? Like I said, this is introduction. So most of these things you're going to be meeting them either downwards in the program or in after the program when you graduated. Any questions before we go into the last slide?
um, it's not a question, but I'm just asking. Are we going to
Okay.
get this? Are you going to share the slide after
Yes,
the?
is readily available on your folder. So at the end of the class, automatically a folder will be created for your batch, which is batch 12. Inside that folder, you will have a document that says class recordings and also the materials for the class. So for each of the class, you will get the recording there, the link of the recording there, and also the materials used for the class there.
Okay, thank you.
Good. So the last but not the least is the regulatory section of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity has a regulatory part, the legal, ethical, and regulatory considerations. So for those who are working in some organizations, for example, the bankers, the lawyers, etc., they have a place also in cybersecurity. And you'll be shocked that their job levels, uh, their job roles, and also their salaries are very huge also compared to competitors out there. So what do they actually do? In simplified concepts, they take care of the rules that govern how data should be protected. For example, GDPR in Europe sets standards for how companies handle personal data. When you set to work in the legal and ethical section of cybersecurity, we say you are in the GRC, which is the governance, risk, and compliance section. So those are the places where you do the audits. They do auditing, they do processing, they do a lot of all those policy stuffs So when we are talking about SOC in full by next week, we will look into GRC also, so that in case anybody who has ideas or what's it called, has desires to go into that section of cybersecurity, the person can also pursue that as a career. So there is a classwork here, and it relates to the country where you are in. If you're in Nigeria, which bodies in Nigeria sets the standard for how companies handle data, personal data?
Is
So depending on
NDPR.
the country you said,
NDPR, Nigerian Data
okay, good,
Protection Regulation.
fantastic, fantastic. Now you've answered it. So um, you also include it in the classwork above with the first one. So if you also find out yours for your country where you are in. Okay, is it still there?
Okay.
Yes. So we've come to the end of week one. From week two, we're going to be talking about SOC in full, Security Operations Center. How it came to being. Why do we even have SOC? The jobs that are inside SOC as it stands today. If you go to LinkedIn and you search for cybersecurity jobs, 5 out of 10 will be in SOC. So we want to find out why is that the case, and how are we going to leverage that option in our career path in the future. So officially, welcome to week two, and thank you for your time. Questions, contributions, and goodbyes. If there are any questions, kindly ask. If there are any contributions, kindly chime in. If there are none, we'll say goodbye.
Okay. I think it's more or less like I'm trying to marry both. I know you said something about threat intelligence. At the
Yes,
same time, you made mention of a tool being used by the SOC, which is the SIM.
yes.
Will Is it possible for us to class the SIM tool as a threat intelligence tool?
Okay, the same tool uses threat intelligence informations. In fact, most of the settings they do in the same tool is matched inside there. They draw those settings and the rules from threat intelligence tools. So the same is configured with threat intelligence platforms. Do you understand me?
Yes, I do.
Because the same tool is just the same tool without the threat intelligence. But with the presence of the threat intelligence, the same tool can now function and be smart and be active and detect um, malicious links when it sees one.
So, for a SIM tool, because I know different organizations have
Different SIM tools.
different kind of threats that is expected. Um,
Okay,
for for the SIM tool, I'm trying to understand how it works. Sorry for drawing you back to me.
no
Um,
problem. Go ahead.
for the SIM tool, is it designed for a particular
Threat.
sector? For a particular sector, is it customly
No.
designed for a particular sector to function, or you can just buy is a one-off tool that you can buy and start using
Uh,
regardless.
actually, it's not something you just buy and use.
Mm-hmm.
For example, this one we have here, Virus Total, is an open source threat intelligence platform. We
Mm-hmm.
have premium paid ones. IBM, some of the hard companies, they have some ones that are very much how do I put it, updated. You understand? So depending on how important or how dare
Mm-hmm.
what you're looking for is will determine the kind of resources you will use
So
for your.
where can we classify a firewall then? Because I know a firewall is not a SIM, but it
Yeah,
has some
firewall is not a
attribute.
SIM.
Has some attribute of a SIM. So
Yes.
where can we
So
classify?
firewall can also come in as an IDP or IDS, intrusion detection or intrusion prevention systems. So these are some systems that also aid in what's it called, securing networks, securing endpoints, depending on what you're working. There are some systems that they work in host. There are host intrusion detection systems. There are also host intrusion prevention systems, just like antivirus too. But most of them to
Mm-hmm,
have where they could have their limits and also have what and where they can work in and function very well. Okay, now if you are trying to secure an organization's assets, you won't just put an
mm-hmm,
antivirus there. You have to go ahead and beyond to take some extra measures to get very strong systems in place. So, and that is how it
mm-hmm.
is. But on a general organization-based level, sync tools are one of those tools on top that organizations and big firms they have in place for their security monitoring. Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Now, also, I think this might just be the right time. How many of us know about ChatGPT or you've used it before?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to your ChatGPT, open a new thread, new chat. When you do so, introduce yourself. I am, let me check what this says, whether I did it for those in the earlier class. Okay, you will use this kind of, give it this input. I am a cybersecurity intern doing a bootcamp series with cybersecurity, whatever. We tell them the name of the program, our program. And I would love to share more details about our bootcamp with you and also seek your guidance in cases of assignments and capstone projects. Use this introduction or introduction like this to start a thread with ChatGPT because there are a lot of questions that you're going to have. We advise you to make good use of search engines, not just Google, but use some ones like this. One of the good reasons why ChatGPT is good is, although it is not 100% correct, but that 90% time that it will save you time, informations, and assistance, brainstorming, etc. So at the end of the boot camp, you can confidently tell it after going through it with both your projects, everything. At the end, you can ask it to help you curate your resume in uh, in addition with everything you've learned in this boot camp, and it will give you a unique, outstanding what's it called, sample, something that could keep you exceptional because everything there is unique to you and what you're doing and what you did within the program. Is that understood?
Sorry, can you take that again, please?
Okay, in nutshell, what I said is start a thread with ChatGPT. Introduce yourself as a cybersecurity intern or intern that is into a bootcamp program. Then tell it that you will love to share some of the things you learned and you do in the bootcamp so that it can help you out in cases of capstone projects or stuff. I can actually copy this sample out and share on WhatsApp if you want to do a copy paste with it. So during your programs and your WhatsApp or your trainings within the week, 7 weeks, if you have issues, if you have questions that you want to like that isn't explained well, or you want deeper understandings, also engage the ChatGPT. It's going to be your AI assistant in this program. At the end of the program, it is capable of generating for you a custom-made CV or resume that is tied onto everything you've learned and done in the program, and it will be unique. Did you get that?
Okay.
Yes,
Are
I
we good
do.
to go, guys? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, we
this
are.
assignment, what is the mode of submission? This classwork.
You, like I said, the assignment actually is not meant for me, but if you want to submit it, fantastic. So what I want you to do is just to be sure that you did it, use a Google document and write it and send it to my WhatsApp. Or if you want to paste it directly to my WhatsApp, no problem. But either ways, you choose the one that works for you. Good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, good to go.
Any other thing? Okay. So thank you very much, guys, for being here. We are going to meet same time next week to keep the ball rolling. Let the fire keep burning because we need it. So bye bye and have a very lovely weekend, guys. Take care.